Now, getting into one of my favorite segments on the show each and every week, we're about to go 3 rounds. This 3-round segment is brought to you by Fat Ninja Combat Gear. For the latest in your fight wear fashion, go to www.fatninjacombatgear.com.
Highly lauded prospect and 2-division LFA champ Josh Silvera announced that his next fight will be for PFL. What do you think of the switch up in promotion there?
Brilliant. He's one of the bright young prospects of the sport. Why not go make a bag of money and then pursue the UFC in time? Because we talked about it before with him. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
It's a matter of when. And he has a great coaching staff down there at ATT who is putting his career in the right trajectory. And I think that going to PFL, the Challenger Series, which is probably going to be a good matchup for him to get into the PFL tournament, dude, go make a bag. Go make some money. Like you said, he's going to make it to the UFC. He's going to be in the UFC. Why not go just get some more experience, make some money while doing it, and then go over to the UFC?
Absolutely.
Dana White made the announcement in an interview with Barstool Sports that Paddy Pimblett, Paddy the Baddy, his next opponent will be Jared Gordon on the March show in London. Are you a fan of him making this announcement before the bout is official with contracts signed?
I'm not a fan of him making the announcement like that prematurely, Josh, because there's so many things that can come into play. Like right away, each side's representation hopped on social media and said, hey, like, this isn't official. Like, this isn't done.
Yeah, this isn't done. It's not official. But the fact that it was made on Barstool Network with Paddy being signed by Barstool, it's kind of understandable why it would be that platform that Dana White would say it. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, definitely. And I don't disagree with you in that regard. I just feel like there's just so many different things that can come into play that can then, now that it's on the negotiating table, that can possibly pop up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want it to be that case, but, you know, crazier things have happened. Look at the heavyweight division right now.
Touche.
You know what I'm saying?
Much to our dismay, UFC President Dana White has shot down the idea of Henry Cejudo returning to action in a title fight against Volkanovski by saying he can't just skip the line in a different division after being away for so long. Is this a hypocritical position based on precedent?
Well, Jordan, do you know that I was retired as well for the longest time, and I also came back and skipped line and choked out Michael Bisping.
What are we talking about here?
Henry Cejudo has fought more recently than John Jones fought. GSP is another example in that regard. If we're talking about, staying away and inactivity, George St. Pierre was away for 4 years. And then he jumped up a weight class, skipped the line. But I can understand, though, from the business perspective, the UFC has to look out for the Shield. They have to look out for the brand, and they were basically left with their nuts in their hand when it came to the George St. Pierre situation. He comes back after 4 years. He wins your title, and then he rides back off into the sunset.
Deuces, I'm out.
And then leaving you another power vacuum at the top. You then have to figure out who is your champion once again. So they've learned from situations like George, like situations with Conor, of when they give a guy, quote-unquote, too much power, how that can leave them in a bind. So in the sense of him looking out for the Shield, I understand it, because if Cejudo comes back and says, hey, I'm only fighting for a big bag of money, well, then what's it going to take for him to defend the title after that? How much of an issue is it going to be to get him back into the cage following that first win?
And when you have 3 of the belts, are you really going to let Henry Cejudo have 3 of the belts?
And then, because Josh, put it this way, if he were to win the third, to me, you have to call him the greatest.
He's the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Quadruple C.
You have to. C4.
C4!
Boom. Going off like a bomb. And just like that, we are all out of time.
I threw my hands in the sky, bound to get closer to God.